welcome everyone to this session, Start Closing, Cultivating Self-Compassion in Difficult Times. I'm Sarah Marie Hopf, and I'm an integral coach, a mindfulness meditation teacher, the founder of Thriving in a Noisy World, and a very proud Ashoka U alumna. Led Changemaker Campus Selection previously, and I'm so grateful to be back at the exchange. And in this session, it will be an opportunity to just check in with ourselves and to learn a tool for cultivating more kindness for ourselves, more self-compassion as we're navigating these very challenging times that we are in with the global pandemic and so much change, so much uncertainty, and of course the other challenges and disruptions that we might be facing in our lives alongside of that. And as you're coming in, feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat and just share a little bit where you're calling from as well. We are a global group, which is wonderful. And wanted to start with just a brief moment of grounding. So if you would, just finding a comfortable seated position that allows you to be alert, with your spine erect, but not rigid, and also relaxed. And closing your eyes or keeping them at a downward gaze. And just relaxing through the shoulders and the arms. Letting your hands rest in an easy and effortless way. And feeling your feet on the ground. Feeling the support of the earth beneath you. And just doing a bit of a scan of your body, just starting from the feet, just sensing to the sensations in the toes and the feet, and then the ankles, and the calves, and the shins, your knees, your thighs. Just noticing areas that feel good, areas where there might be any tension. And scanning through the pelvic region, the belly, and the chest. And the heart area. And through the shoulders, and your arms, and your hands. And the neck area, and your head. And see if you can let go of any tension that you might be holding. Any tension that's ready to be released. And take a moment to connect with your breath, just as it is. And take a deep breath in. And slowly breathe out, relaxing more, releasing any tension. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back to the space. And in the chat, if you would just share just one word of how you're feeling this moment, so we have a sense for the group. Better. Glad to hear that. Calm in my belly, looser, paused, peaceful, happy. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And in these times, we're all dealing with so many different emotions, right? There's this pervading fear in the air, there's anxiety, there's maybe grief, frustration, anger, so many different emotions, and it's all very human, part of the human experience, to experiencing the full range of emotions, and that is what makes us alive as a human being. And the question is, how do we hold those emotions in a life-giving way and not get overtaken by them? And self-compassion practice can be incredibly helpful in really getting in touch with our own vulnerabilities and then having an active response of caring. So just as we would want to tend to other people as they are facing struggle in their life, and as we would tend to our child, or we would tend to someone we love, we can approach ourselves with that same level of care. And in fact, it's really like us being our own best friends. Self-compassion researchers Kristen Neff and Christopher Germer say that self-compassion involves treating yourself the way you would treat a friend who is having a hard time. And I love that definition. So it's really the practice of becoming better friends with ourselves. And far from making us lazy or making us selfish or making us self-indulgent or weak, which are some common misconceptions of self-compassion. Self-compassion has been scientifically proven to decrease anxiety and depression, to decrease our stress levels, to increase motivation, productivity, and performance, and to actually lean into the challenges, and when we fail, to try again, to not give up, and to cultivate resilience, to boost our happiness, to increase our sense of self-worth, and also to improve body image. So there are so many positive impacts, and yet many of us can feel a real resistance to be open to caring for ourselves in this way, and we want to care for everyone else first, when we have to put on the oxygen mask ourselves first to be able to support others. And I myself have very much struggled with self-compassion for most of my life, and it's really changed my life in so many beautiful ways. And I have a very harsh inner critic, a lot of perfectionism, and just this constant inner drill sergeant that is trying to get me to be better and to improve and to not make mistakes. And that has caused a lot of suffering, and also held me back from really leaning into new opportunities and trying and just putting myself out there in the ways I would like to. And self-compassion has made a huge difference in my life to be that inner coach that can help motivate me and care for myself in that way that allows me to do the things I want to do. So I'm excited to guide you in a short self-compassion practice that you can also use in your own life as you would like, and maybe share it with others as well. It involves the 3 components of self-compassion as taught by Kristen Neff. And the first component is mindfulness. So as we are experiencing difficulty and difficult emotions, the first step is to be mindful of exactly the experience that we are having, to allow that experience to be there and to not run away from or suppress the difficult feelings, but to just be with those feelings as they are. The second step is to really look at the broader picture of our common humanity and to realize that challenge, struggle is a part of the human experience. Being a human being is messy and hard. And how do we realize that, life doesn't have to be perfect. It cannot be perfect. We cannot be perfect. And it's totally okay. It's part of the human experience. So we're not alone in our experience. And the third step is to direct kindness inwardly. So it's rather than responding to ourselves with harsh judgment or being the drill sergeant for ourselves, how do we actively soothe ourselves and care for ourselves just as we would for a child or a friend? So those are the 3 components, and I'll be guiding you through the practice, and then we'll have time for a few questions at the end as well. So finding again a comfortable seated position and allowing your eyes to close. That feels good, keeping them at a downward gaze. Relaxing through the shoulders and arms again. Resting your hands in an easy way. And feeling the support of your chair and the ground beneath you. The weight of gravity. And taking a few moments to connect with your breath. Begin by bringing to mind any situation or circumstance that brings up emotional difficulty or stress or strain in your life right now. Nothing that's traumatic, just something that you can work with right now. And see if you can find this discomfort, that experience in your body. Really allowing yourself to experience what it feels like. Where do you feel it in your body? Maybe there's tension in the chest area, or in the belly, in the throat. Just being present to whatever sensations you're noticing right now. The first step in the self-compassion break is to simply notice whatever difficulty is here for you right now. Just to acknowledge that this is a moment of struggle, of pain, and just mindfully allowing it to be fully there in your experience. Just giving some space to what's here instead of trying to get away from it or fix it. Maybe saying to yourself, this hurts, or this is stress, or this is what stress feels like in my body. Just using whatever words feel most natural for you to acknowledge the difficulty in this moment. And opening up now to a deep sense of knowing that difficulty and suffering are part of life. They are part of our common humanity and a part of the experience of all beings. This is what connects all of us. Maybe saying to yourself, I'm not alone, or other people feel this way too, or we all struggle in our lives. And if you feel comfortable, just adding a supportive touch that feels right for you. Maybe it's placing one hand on your heart, or maybe two hands on your heart, or maybe simply holding one hand and another in your lap. It's just a way of soothing touch to release oxytocin in the body. Just the soothing and caring hormone. And just taking a moment to feel the warmth and gentleness of your own hand. And now asking yourself, what kind words do I most need to hear right now? Perhaps you can say, may I give myself the compassion and kindness I need? Or may I be patient? May I be strong? May I forgive myself? May I accept myself just as I am? Just offering whatever words are most nourishing to you. If you can't seem to find the right words, just think of what you might say to a close friend who's struggling with the same issue. And giving yourself whatever kindness you need in this moment. What happens when you make a gesture of kindness and compassion inwardly? What does it feel like in the body? Just sensing the self-compassion of this moment, letting it fill you, just resting in it, and breathing in and out just as you are. From the poem, "If you would grow, shine the light of loving self-care on yourself," by Daniel F. Mead. If you would grow to your best self, be patient, not demanding, accepting, not condemning, nurturing, not withholding, self-marveling, not belittling, gently guiding, not pushing and punishing. For you are more sensitive than you know. Accept, respect, and attend your sensitivity. A flower cannot be opened with a hammer. And in these final moments, again, just gathering up all that kindness for yourself, getting to know it so you can remember it. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes, come back to the group. And I wanted to invite you to just take a moment to jot down a self-compassion mantra that you might be able to use for yourself just as you're going through the day. Just a simple reminder to be kind to yourself when life is hard, and could be, I can be with this, or it's okay, or may I be kind to myself, may I meet this moment with an open heart, or even a question like, what would love say? So just taking maybe a minute or two just to jot down if there's just a word or a phrase that you would like to remember. And if you feel comfortable sharing your phrase in the chat, would love to see any that resonate for you. Honesty is okay, even if it hurts. Beautiful. I can stay right here and observe. No need to move forward. Yeah, what a beautiful permission. Just observe for a moment without having to jump into action or do something right away. Feel the support from the universe and be grateful. Thank you for sharing that. Are there any questions that are coming up after doing this guided practice? What videos do you suggest we watch for more guiding activities like this? Yeah, so many amazing teachers out there. I have trained with Tara Brack, who is really wonderful for teaching self-compassion, and she has many podcast episodes and videos and courses. I also have do monthly gatherings and courses, and have a podcast as well of guided meditations. So I can put some links here in the chat. There's, of course, Kristen Neff, who has done a lot of research on self-compassion. Her website has some wonderful resources as well. That's mindfulselfcompassion.com, something like that. I can also follow up with you to send you some more resources if you would like. Those are some of the ones that are coming to mind, and I will put my contact information in the chat as well for anyone who would like to connect and continue to practice. And I do have a newsletter where I share more guidance and ideas and practices and opportunities to practice together. And the recording of the session will be available, I believe. Is that correct, Marina? Yes.
That is correct. With it, about 2 weeks after the exchange, we'll share videos for everyone for the whole exchange.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for joining. So wonderful being with all of you, and wishing you a great day at the exchange. And I have a couple more sessions coming up as well. Tomorrow I'll be doing one on overcoming our conditioning of us versus them. That will be a guided loving kindness practice. And then on Friday, another session on cultivating gratitude, which is so important in these times as well. So if you would love to see you then.